Hey guys, welcome back to You Syu'D Know. Hari ini, sebelum kita start semua interview dengan tetamu kita hari ini, I nak remind korang jangan lupa untuk like and subscribe kita punya channel, kita punya page. Kalau korang rasa macam susah sangat lah nak cari kita punya podcast ni, you boleh also go to my private account, Syuhaida Arifin. Kat situ I ada post jugalah anything pasal You Syu'D Know. So, hari ni sebenarnya I rasa macam di awang-awangan, tiba. So, sebenarnya tak di awang-awangan ke? Tak, hari ni macam dia tinggi sikit. Dia macam kalau sebenarnya langit yang kedua, sekarang langit yang kelima. Sebab kenapa? Okay, you see this? Because pakaian I hari ini ditaja oleh Spade New York. So thank you very much Spade. And for your information, I'm currently donning one of their spring collection 2024. Tapi tahun ni sebenarnya ada dua collection. Dia ada summer dengan spring. So kalau korang berminat, please check out on our description box. Kat situ kita akan paste the link yang boleh direct you to the catalog. Especially perempuan dekat luar tu. Kalau korang suka handbag, this is the perfect time untuk you check out the catalog. Handbag dia sumpah cantik gila, lawa-lawa, rambang mata. So kalau you tengok, you tak boleh nak pilih satu. You akan macam pilih banyak sangat. And apart from that, bukan dia ada handbag je. Dia ada baju, dia ada, seluar, top. Dia ada accessories, ada jewelries, phone casing pun ada. And then of course, bila kita cakap pasal spring summer ni, dia akan incorporate banyak sangat corak bunga-bunga, colour yang terang-terang. So kalau korang kat luar sana yang suka, stand out more from the crowd, please check out the collection. Sumpah korang akan suka and baju semua cantik gila. Alright? So, minggu lepas kita bawa seorang tetamu yang pakar dalam bidang gadget. So, minggu ni kita bawa seorang tetamu yang pakar dalam bidang sukan. But before I introduce siapa individu ni, dah keluar bunyi dia, dengar tak? But yeah, I bagi lu brief background pasal tetamu kita hari ini. Okay, dia first start dia punya career dia as seorang penyanyi. Korang ingat tak Akademi Fantasia AF? But I'm not sure kalau millennials know this program. But Gen Y, masa zaman Gen Y, benda ni meletup gila. Dia macam pioneer singing program yang ada kat Astro. So tetamu kita ni dia finalist yang first season. Okay. And then apart from that, lepas dia dah graduate from that reality show, he became a radio announcer dengan RFM. And then after that, I think the current job now dia host lah dekat Astro Arena. Siapa beliau yang saya maksudkan? Ialah Ruben.
Rare lah orang panggil saya dengan nama sebenar.
Nama sebenar
kan? Orang selalu bagi burn kan?
Sebab ada rasa macam I nak introduce dulu kat korang kenapa kita panggil dia Ruben, sebab tu nama dia lah kan?
Betul.
Sebab kalau burn nanti dia.
Betul, it's my real name lah. Of course, orang kata burn tu datangnya daripada nama Ruben, burn kan? So datang dari situ. Tapi tak, kenapa I tergelak tadi sebab you cakap I pakar kan. So macam bila kata pakar tu macam okay lah, I talk a lot of sport. So I follow a lot of sport. Nak kata pakar tu not necessarily. Tapi
kalau POVI say pakar. 14 years right? 14 years.
Ya betul, 14
you
tahun.
as a sports commentator. Sports host kan. So I would say that melebih a decade.
Betul.
Tu dah kira
so,
satu.
This interview is in English ke Malay ke?
You boleh campur je, boleh je, tak kisah mana.
Okay. Ni memang sebiji macam mana aku cakap kat rumah lah kan, dengan family aku.
Actually, it's not just you, all of us Malaysian.
Kan? Memang English.
Kan? Anyway, because kita tahu you punya background kan, you as a TV host kan. So how do you feel being in a studio doing a podcast with me dekat You Syu'D Know? How do you feel now? You rasa lain tak?
Orang kata dalam dunia ni, in this world kan, macam dalam apa jua yang kita buat, walaupun kita dah buat benda tu dah 20 tahun. For example, like for me, I've been doing this since 2003 all the way till now. So what, 21 years in total. Singing, acting, hosting, apa semua, the whole works kan. Theatre, I did for a while. Tapi, no matter how many times kau buat apa je pun, bila kau kali pertama duduk dekat setting benda yang kau tak normal, yang kau tak biasa, yang agak rare kau buat, mungkin ni kali kedua atau kali pertama yang duduk kat dalam studio macam ni, podcast, set ada kamera lagi. Nervous dia lain macam. Nervous babe. Kau still rasa nervous. That means itu mengatakan pada aku yang aku still passionate, aku still excited about the prospect of being on camera, talking about what I love, my passion, macam tu lah. So
and sometimes it's good as well for you to have the jitters, Sebab kadang-kadang benda tu yang keep your mind going instead of you macam being tak ada rasa apa-apa.
Kena ada. Like for me, even when I sing, like whether it's in front of 2 people or 100 people, right? Kan? Kalau kau tak rasa nervous, maknanya kau kena cari career lain lah, babe. You literally have to find a new career because that means you don't really care anymore.
Yeah. And you're gonna mess it up. You're not gonna give it all bila you tak rasa that nervous tu tau.
Exactly, spot on.
Yeah. Apa ni? Okay, so sekarang ni I akan kerja I lah interview you. So selama ni you interview orang.
Tu lah.
How do you feel? Sebab I pernah orang interview I rasa macam awkward gila and I end up jawab sepatah weh.
Tak, dia habit tau. Dia bila kau dah biasa interview orang kan, macam aku pun host kan, like just like you kan. And I've done all kinds of English hosting, Malay hosting, whatever kan, whatever sports, entertainment, whatnot. Tapi bila kau jadi guest, kau selalu ada this thing when kau takut kau tercakap lebih banyak daripada host. So hari ni aku berhati-hati lah. Kan, aku tak nak cakap, okay, this is shoot punya show, okay? Syuhaida punya show. Ni bukan The Burn show, okay?
Tak apa, I akan potong you, don't worry.
Takut nanti shoot berbulu dengan burn lah kan. Tu yang risau tu.
Kalau itu you punya problem kan. I punya problem I pernah sebelum ni. Adalah kadang dia orang panggil interview kat TV ke apa kan. I macam jadi jawab macam sepatah. Macam apa dia aku jawab ni. Rasa macam I don't know. And then otak I macam keep on thinking macam kau nak tanya soalan dekat host tu. Like it's so weird.
Kau tak rasa normal. Betul lah kan? Kau rasa janggal gila.
Janggal gila.
Macam tak apa-apa.
Yeah. Okay, let's go briefly about your career lah kan.
Right.
You sebenarnya minat menyanyi sebenarnya kan?
Betul.
At first. And then macam ni you boleh lompat jadi apa dia tu?
Sorry, my phone dah cacat. Disclaimer Mana tahu tak ada siapa nak sponsor ke. Kan? Pecah gelas belakang phone ni.
Ya
So
Allah.
sejak tu vibrate.
Ini bukan corak ke?
Bukan.
Weh, sumpah ni rare.
Semua orang fikir benda ni corak, kau tahu tak?
Sumpah dapat corak.
Tapi sebenarnya pecah.
Ya Allah.
Dan aku tak tukar-tukar lagi.
Adam, Adam, if you're watching.
Adam, please lah, help me out lah. Macam help a macam out, help a brother out. Right? It's just the back cover that I need. That's it.
Oh my god, sumpah dapat macam corak.
Tapi disebabkan tu lah bunyi vibrate aku pelik sikit lah.
Okay. Yeah, let's get going. Your path, your career path. Macam ni you boleh jam ni.
So it started with singing. So when I was younger, like me and Vince, I don't know whether you guys remember in AF1, we both joined together and we were from the same church actually. So masa kita grew up in this church, we sang in the choir together. Like I started a lot younger because I was like 3 years younger than him. So I started when I was like 9 years old singing in the choir. So we did a lot of solos kat church apa semua. So we knew that singing was a passion already from small. Tapi satu benda yang orang tak tahu masa kecil aku buat, even Vince or my close friends, budak-budak AF pun tak tahu, is yang aku sebenarnya lagi daripada sebelum tu lagi aku dah minat bola sepak dan aku suka buat ulasan bola ala-ala commentator.
Okay, faham.
Selain daripada menyanyi, so ni dua benda passion I lah. So that's why bila I berpindah daripada dunia entertainment, hiburan, nyanyi, radio kepada sports, ramai yang terkejut, tapi actually people who are close to me actually know that it was a passion of mine to go into sports. So I didn't care about the fame, the glamour and all that I was leaving behind to join sports. But in a nutshell, it started from my singing passion through church and things like that. And then growing up, we joined a lot of talent competitions. Like macam kecil-kecil punya lah kan. Macam contoh kau pergi mall Sungai Wang, ada macam battle.
Basking ke apa?
Bukan apa basking. Dia macam zaman aku tua. Zaman aku dia bukan basking. Dia macam talent competition kan. Dia, karaoke competition. Kau pergi atas pentas, dia akan main lagu, kau pilih lagu siap-siap, kau nyanyi, lepas tu akan ada juri-juri biasa kat situ, dia akan pilih okay ni winner. So masa tu I used to join a lot of that and I menang a few. So that's when I knew macam okay lah, aku boleh lah nyanyi kan. So masa pergi audition AF tu, both me and Vince pergi sekali. So
Tapi you guys memang kenal daripada sebelum AF ke?
Dah kenal sebab we knew each other from church kan. Since I was 6-7 years old. So we pergi audition pun sama-sama. Tapi dia lah daripada beribu-ribu yang pergi, tak sangka lah dua-dua kita berdua dapat kan.
Vince hot gila masa tu.
Masa tu still hot ber.
I mean he is. Okay, he is, of course he is. But during that time dia macam wow.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
He's like
that was non-married Vince, different.
Kan? Dia macam Kim So Hyun versi sekarang lah.
Okay, Korean spice. Okay.
Yeah, anyway, lepas tu and then after that you jadi radio announcer sekejap.
Yep. So after that, basically when I came out, because obviously I didn't win kan, so macam masa kita keluar, of course passion is still to sing. We want to do albums, we want to perform, but you needed to have something yang macam, this is what I was advised lah. Macam dia advise aku macam kalau boleh burn, kau kena ada something yang kau boleh jadikan kau punya, in a way macam the bread and butter of your career, which is radio came into the picture lah. They asked me to audition, me, Adi, few of us. And then I got into X-Fresh in 2004. So this was 1 year after AF, but still I was travelling, doing shows, Brunei, Sabah, Sarawak, things like that, performing. But radio was a bread and butter, was like a gaji tetap lah. So what happened was, I continued that, but I still came out with my album in 2006, but I was still doing radio behind, and slowly dah 3-4 tahun I masuk era pula. So it was like 4 years kat X-Fresh, 4 years kat era. And then in 2010 I told myself like, there's opportunity to do sports because Astro Arena was launching dekat Astro waktu tu as a new channel totally. So to be one of the pioneers, it was such a huge opportunity that I could not resist kan pada waktu tu. I took it with open arms, despite knowing for a fact like people like Nazri who's in Media Prima told me like, why lah, kau belum sampai pinnacle of radio kau dah nak caw, you know, things like that. People like Dina Nazir who I used to work with is still there till today, you know what I mean? So it's amazing to see like, okay, some people, you know, it becomes routine after a while. Doing radio becomes very routine after a while. So macam kau dah tahu dah, kau wake up kau kena buat apa ni. It's entertainment kan. But sports on the other hand is a passion. So it's something that I've always wanted to do. So I felt like 8 tahun cukup lah tu kot. And macam it's okay for me to dabble into something else, you know, and see where it takes me lah. Which it has taken me so far 14 years lah sampai sekarang for sports lah. Yep.
You memang tak ada rasa macam a bit macam ada rasa penyesalan ke bila you jump from radio announcer to sports host?
At first, yeah. If I'm being honest, because
what was the reason?
I think the first 2 years, because apa yang aku buat is not apa yang aku nak buat sebenarnya. So contoh, kau dapat job dekat TV station yang berunsurkan sports, tapi tak semesti kau buat sport yang kau nak.
Ya, betul,
kan?
betul.
Kau tak dapat buat sports yang kau suka kan. Sorry my phone So bila aku dapat tahu aku kena buat this one show called Grandstand Ahad, tiba-tiba buat motocross lah, apalah benda-benda yang bukan minat aku. Aku nak buat benda macam Olimpik kan, aku nak buat benda macam contohnya macam aku nak buat bola, aku nak pergi Europe, benda-benda macam tu kan, which eventually datang. Tapi kau kena, orang kata dalam bahasa Inggeris, pay your dues lah. Which is you got to do things that to build your name first. You have to show people your credibility as a sports host, not just for the stuff that you like, tapi benda yang kau tak suka juga. Yang kau kena tunjuk yang kau all-rounder lah. So that's when I learned the hard way. Sebab entertainment punya fans kan, diorang punya kejam dia bila diorang kecam kau, tak seteruk bila sports fans kecam kau.
Ya ke? Tak sama
Sebab sports fans ni dia knowledgeable babe. Entertainment fans ni dia lebih kepada kau tutup aurat lah ini. Semalam dia ni you know dia ni keluar nampak seksi tak, you know, setakat tu je lah kan. Kau dikritik.
Yeah, because orang tak komen macam you nyanyi sumbang ke pitch ke apa tu. Dia just cakap tak sedap. There's nothing, they didn't go in depth, you know, because tak semua orang ada knowledge in singing kan. Contoh macam kau nyanyi live dengan kau nyanyi dekat studio, tak sama. Orang just cakap tak sedap. Dia orang nak complain
tapi
apa.
Tapi kau siapa nak menilai aku? Kau Cikgu Syafi ke? Kan? Kau tak contoh kan.
Faham.
Sebab aku belajar vokal kan.
Betul.
Okay, even kalau aku nyanyi tak sedap, akulah orang pertama yang akan tahu. Dan aku akan angkat tangan, aku akan mengaku kan. Tapi bab bola and knowledge, not just bola, sports in general. Kalau kau tak tahu apa yang kau sembang, esoknya kau akan ada 100 orang netizen ataupun apa keyboard warriors yang akan beratur standby, burn A ni, B ni, and kau tak tahu mana kau nak letak muka kau. I learned the hard way babe.
I know. You felt it before.
Aku kena babe.
Contoh ada ingat tak ada contoh?
Banyak babe. Ada yang aku kena kecam sampai level cawe kau budak AF. Kau ambil budak AF jadi host bola. Memang macam ni lah quality dia sampai level macam tu. Till today, 14 years sekalipun, aku masih lagi belum dianggap sebagai orang kata household name dalam sports hosting. I'm still considered as an outsider. Why? Because my platform was Academy Fantasia. It was not pengacara DJ sukan nombor 1 Malaysia ke, or you know, I didn't come from that background like Haji Zainal ataupun Haim Razali. I didn't come from that background kan. I came from a singing background, an acting background, or maybe a radio announcer background. So credibility aku tak terbina daripada awal macam mana diorang kenal Haji Zainal ke.
So diorang senang nak attack kan, macam apa budak.
Diorang tetap even no matter how much you try to prove them wrong, even though I have, and a lot of people have admitted that I'm already like considered nama dalam sports yang dah lama, but you still have that golongan yang akan still macam budak AF kau expect apa tu? Apa yang kau expect daripada budak AF kan? Kalau kau tak, orang macam aku ni, kau tak boleh buat silap lah. You have no room for mistake kan?
But what could go wrong though? Contohlah football kan, you ada minat football, bola sepak kan. Bola sepak main dia memang itulah rules je. Contoh kalau badminton, dia adalah juga perubahan dia tu kan. Dulu sistem dia macam ni, sekarang ni sistem dia macam ni. Tapi bola sepak macam tu je. What could go wrong?
Actually a lot, because it's not just about the rules of football. It's about history, it's about contoh macam bila kau sembang pasal apa yang berlaku pada 1990s ataupun benda yang melibatkan satu player ni yang digemari ramai. Contoh aku bagi contoh Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi. And if you have debates about Messi and Ronaldo, you will always have people who hate one or the other, right? So kalau kau pick sides, but you're not picking sides, you're trying to do it factually. You're trying to do it based on research, based on prep. And based on my research, aku come up with this kesimpulan contohnya. Tapi akan ada orang tak suka dengan kau, especially orang yang tak suka dengan jawapan kau, siapa yang kau tak pilih sebagai who's the better one. So contoh fan Messi ni, kalau aku cakap Ronaldo lagi bagus, Messi ni akan kecam akulah. And diorang punya kecam bukan sekadar kecam sebab aku pilih Ronaldo, tapi diorang kecam sampai personal. Diorang akan cari kau, diorang akan cakap kau siapa, kau kaki bangku, kau main bola tak reti. You know, like even personal attack to appearance punya level. Teruk. Sports fans kat Malaysia, sorry to say tak kisahlah kau orang tengok sekarang ni ke, yang ada yang selalu kecam dengan tengok ke. The reality is tak boleh dibawa dibincang sports fans kat Malaysia ni. Even I give you example, Farah Ann Abdul Hadi. I did a video on my YouTube channel about how she kena kecam teruk pasal dia pakai dia punya. Ingat tak masa Commonwealth ke masa I think Commonwealth the last time. And sampai dia menangis, you know. So I even went to the extent of calling an ustaz, sembang ustaz, apa yang betul, apa yang salah. Of course Islam ni berkomuniti dan sebagainya, adakah kita tegur cara macam ni dan sebagainya. So I sembang ustaz tu, I tanyalah. Banyaklah yang keluar dalam video tu, termasuklah perkataan kafe dan sebagainya, sebab I pernah kena label kafe. Babe, I swear to God, the kecaman yang kau dapat as a sports host,
oh my god,
entertainment nothing. Macam even as a DJ era, as a singer, AF, even masa I pernah date dengan former ex-Academy Fantasia student who's also Malay, and despite me being Indian, kecaman yang aku dapat waktu tu tak seteruk kecaman yang aku dapat as a sports host.
Ke sebab you kat AF berapa tahun, and then sports ni dah lagi panjang lah kalau dibandingkan carry you sebagai radio announcer and dengan penyanyi tu. Could it be the years different yang membuatkan kecaman you lagi banyak dekat sports ni kalau nak comparekan dengan you as a singer and radio announcer?
Tak lah, selalunya kalau the logic would say like, kalau kau tak lama kat sports, kau kena kecam lagi teruk daripada entertainment. Sebab aku dah lama dah kat sports kan ni, dah 14 tahun. Tapi because of the fact that my face chop Academy Fantasia, my face chop Radio Era contoh kan, entertainment lah pendek cerita, because they have so many videos still today of me still singing, benda-benda yang aku buat yang lucu mungkin dulu. So benda tu akan still timbul balik entah daripada mana. Baru semalam keluar kat Twitter a few videos yang aku tarik back dengan baju. Aku tak boleh lupa tu. Kau bayangkan, diorang bagi aku baju batik shoot. Diorang bagi aku baju batik. Ni lagu rock bagi baju batik shoot. Ni 2003 so aku tak nak cerita pasal image consultant mana yang bagi aku baju tu lah kan. Tapi long story short lah kan.
Kenapa Ayi gelak? Ayi tahu.
Ayi kenal, Ayi tahu siapa aku cerita ni. Tapi tu
nak
lah,
tanya dia kejap lagi.
aku tak nak cerita pasal siapa. Tapi itulah, sebab waktu tu kita pun bodoh. Apa yang kita tahu pasal fashion kan. Apa yang aku tahu pasal image.
Those days macam fashion macam not as how we are now lah.
Tak macam sekarang lah. So macam probably you now would probably give me much better fashion advice than my image consultant in 2003 lah, for
dia dendam
example.
betul dengan image consultant.
Tak, sebab aku bagi baju batik ni lagu rock babe. Kau imagine lah kan. So okay tu long story short. I mean just example lah, like kritikan ataupun cemuhan yang kau dapat bila kau menyanyi ataupun kau buat entertainment, basically hiburan lah kan, is never as bad unless kau artis macam Fatih Latif, apa lain cerita lah kan. Tapi maksud aku as a presenter tak seteruk sports. Itu kesimpulan dia lah.
Actually I sebenarnya minat sports. Tapi bila you cerita ni macam okay lah, tak apa
boleh
lah.
shoot.
Aku kan straight je dengan
muka
Sabah Pagi
macam
Malaysia.
kau boleh lepas. Kalau
Muka
macam aku susah
lepas.
sikit. Sebab aku lelaki.
Aduh.
It's like you're expected to know. You know that kind of thing. Like you people,
so you saying that kalau perempuan orang tak kecam sekuat macam kalau commentator lelaki?
you don't get a free pass. Tapi if you play it safe, you won't kena. Sebab I've got friends like Dayang, who's another host on Astro. She doesn't get half as bad. It's not because she's pretty ke apa. No, don't get me wrong. It's just that I think they have a sense of like macam,
if perempuan tak apa.
if perempuan kan nak kata tak apa, tapi if perempuan macam okay, we don't go so hard because of budaya kita, budaya Malaysia kita kan. Tapi macam kalau kau lelaki, kau tak tahu macam tu tau. I don't know, I don't get it. I also don't know why.
Tapi benda tu tak mematahkan semangat you
Ada pada mulanya babe. Masa aku baca komen-komen YouTube semua babe, serius.
Lepas tu sekarang
menangis pada dia babe.
Damn, macam mana you overcome it?
Oh my god, I was taught by people who are lagi teruk kena daripada aku dalam dunia sports ni.
who's
Especially
it?
like colleagues within me lah, like this guy abang botak who I used to work with. I mean still work with him. Tapi dia buat show dia sini, aku buat show sini. Tapi dia dalam dunia social media ni lagi lama daripada aku. Tapi of course dalam industri ni aku lagi lama daripada dia lah. But I'm learning from him with regards to social
Abang
media.
botak yang commentator tu juga
Bukan abang botak yang host the show kau borak-borak botak.
Okay.
He's
Yang
not
recently
commentator.
dia viral because masa sepak takraw, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm
Is it?
wrong.
Okay,
Dia
I'm
commentate
not
on sepak takraw.
Oh no, he doesn't do commentary. He's a host.
Orang lain kot, okay.
He's a host. Oh, yang sepak takraw tu is Wan Khairil Azwar yang viral tu yang kau cerita tu.
Aku tak ingat lah
Bukan
nama dia.
botak lah, dia tak botak.
Okay. Salah orang
But not him alone lah. There's
Okay.
a lot of these guys. Walaupun diorang tak experience in hosting, tapi diorang ada experience in social media. Sebab aku rasa apa yang aku kena teruk ni social media. So mungkin masa aku membesar dulu, keluar 2003, tak ada social media, tak gila.
It's not just you, it's us all here in the room.
Kan? So macam tak tahulah. Mungkin lepas 2010 baru aku rasa macam like Facebook pun tak seteruk ni. Bila start Twitter, Instagram, those kind of platforms, that's when it got worse.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Orang jadi aggressive kan? Yeah, anyway, come back to my question. How do you overcome it?
Okay, so how did I overcome it was basically I prayed a lot, that's one. A lot of prayer, and the most important thing is I think at the end of the day, you got to put aside the fact that you're doing all, you know in your heart you're doing all this research, you know in your heart you're doing all this prep, and nothing that you come out and say is said out of like goreng. So you know there's this term where as a host, experienced host like you will know this, Syud, kau boleh goreng tak 15 minit untuk aku sekarang? Contoh kau tengah buat Selamat Pagi Malaysia kan?
Yeah.
Entertainment programs or anything that's not specific niche, you can do that, right?
Betul.
But with sports, you cannot goreng.
Tak boleh.
Kau boleh try, tapi bila kau dah start goreng, you know the sense of merapu tu dah ada kan? And bila kau dah start merapu, sports fans will know. And they'll call you out for it. So the way I prep now for my shows is, if it's 1 hour, it's full on. Not to say everything can affect, tapi whatever that comes out of your mouth has to be of some sort of value lah. So that's how I learned the hard way. Yeah, of course I was discouraged, but I realized, okay, I'm going to take this as constructive criticism. And that's how eventually I overcame it, because I took the negative comments and I channeled it into a very positive way. In the sense that, okay, mungkin aku punya prep tak cukup kot. And it's true. Actually, masa bila aku compare balik video aku masa 2012, 2013 dengan tak yang sekarang kan, 2019, 2020. Beza jauh, babe. Dari segi aku punya perwatakan, cara aku bawa show, apa yang keluar dari mulut aku. Sebab masa dulu tu zaman-zaman yang aku host Durian Runtuh Fulus Mania punya style. Kan? But now, bila aku host, lebih kepada everything is planned in your head. Yeah, you have a rundown. I'm sure you know this shit. I mean, you're experienced host yourself kan. Tapi for me, it's more of like whatever that comes out of my, okay, even I'm talking about Ronaldo, I have to share some facts. If I want to goreng, I need to use a graphic to goreng. I cannot just say what I want to say, you know, but it's all in here already lah kan. So it's not as easy as goreng bila kau buat host show entertainment lah. Because I've been doing I had the best of both worlds kan.
Yeah. Because you do entertainment dulu baru you masuk ke
Betul,
Sukan,
and I was host
kan?
of Era TV, I was host of Durian Runtuh, Fulus Mania, this kind of game shows. Which is it's very similar to what we have now juga, macam, you know, what you have on Astro, on Media Prima and RTM as well. So I think how I overcame it was it was down to that
Lama tak? For you
lama,
to
babe, lama.
Berapa lama fasa untuk you macam jadi okay balik? Kalau perempuan memang habis dengan
babe,
emosi dia, I tak
betul.
tahu, maybe it's going to take longer than you.
Yeah, probably.
So but what about you? Like how long does it take for you
my
to
God.
get better?
It took me at least about 2.5-3 years, like
Ui, lama weh.
to gain that confidence back. Sebab kau hilang confidence, babe. Waktu tu cakap tu terang, aku hilang confidence. I lost my confidence level in hosting in general. I felt like, man, I want to go back to itulah time yang aku duk fikir aku nak balik. Yang kau kata menyesal tak menyesal tu kan. Kau tanya aku sama menyesal kan. Menyesal tu. Balik radio. Asal hidup aku senang dulu tu.
Orang tak tengok, orang tak nampak
betul.
kan.
And kau punya prep is so limited to artis, lagu. Kan? And benda yang kau senang dapat fingertips kan.
Cerita-cerita yang funny-funny, yang interesting.
Betul, exactly. Kan?
Benda light kan.
Betul. So itulah bila that was the time where I felt like I wanted to quit, but I told myself like, come on lah. Macam if you're really passionate about sports, you got to embrace it lah. Macam okay, kau take the negative comments, but you try to turn it. And then I started watching not the otais, but the otais pun dah start kena kecam dengan Gen Z ni. Gen Z ni memang tak ada maaf bagi kau lah.
Betul.
Kan? So diorang the ones who are very educated. Like Gen Zs are very educated. Like,
They are.
just give an example. I don't know whether my son 4 years old kira Gen Z
Dia dah millennial lah tu.
Millennial, okay. So my son for example who's 4 years old, at 4 years old he's already telling me stuff that I probably didn't know when I was even 10 years old.
What was it?
Kan budak sekarang
Sangat.
beza kan dengan
Beza
kita
lah.
kan masa kita membesar. So daripada situ kau boleh nampak dah generasi semakin cerdik, semakin bijak, semakin prihatin dengan sports, dengan knowledge diorang. So kat situ kau kena very careful what you say. So all I did was change my approach of how I host. So I thought I was a pro at hosting lah, sebab dah buat 10 tahun mah. Tapi bila kau masuk sports ni, baru kau sedar diri yang kau tak sepro yang kau sangka. Kan? Yang kau masih lagi banyak benda kau nak belajar sebenarnya. Yang kau sedar yang it's not as easy as like switching the mic on and talking. Yeah, we all can do that. But we have that gift, kan? You have that gift. But sometimes it's not necessarily the best way to approach certain programs lah, not all. You know, sometimes shows like this, maybe it needs a bit more. You need to chill, you need to go with the flow kind of thing. When it comes to sports, babe, you can't. Because people are just waiting to find your first mistake. And diorang akan cari yang salah. 10 benda betul kau cakap, tak kisah. Dia cari yang salah juga.
Faham? Ya, itulah life as a TV host sebenarnya untuk mengetahui. Korang nampak yang glam-glam tu kan?
Kau rasa kat benda tu kan sebenarnya?
Gila tak rasa.
Sekarang. Nanti dia cari balik komen-komen shoot yang tak sedap.
Tak payah pergi external, internal pun dah cukup dah.
Gila.
Internal comment.
Faham.
You know, I faham lah. I can relate to what you say because I pun at some point ada rasa macam tu juga. You akan hilang confidence just because of those yang negative comment. It's not constructive comment tu lain tau. Macam of course kita nak memperbaiki diri kita, but bila orang bagi negative comment tu kau rasa macam oh my god, I'm like the worst person ever. Bodohnya aku, apa aku buat selama ni. Aku dah baca tapi aku still tak boleh excel in what I do as a TV host. So benda tu macam itu adalah orang kata apa, asam garam kehidupan.
Yeah man, it's funny for me when I listen to how you say it kan, because you seem very confident at what you do kan.
Wow.
Kan, tapi itulah that's the reality of things. You just don't know what kind of struggles people go through on a daily basis kan.
Exactly. So be gentle lah, be gentle. Try to be as gentle as you can.
Ben, kau apa tahu, kau ganti main bola pun kau kaki pengkau. Kau kaki bangku.
Alah, tak apa kau tak tahu, tak payahlah jadi sports commentator. Tak payahlah sebagai orang lain lagi power.
Kau nyanyi je lah Ben. Kau menuju puncak je lah. Sampai level macam tu babe.
Takut nanti dia kata balik rumah bawa lagi cerita ni.
Itu je. Dia siap akan ulang balik video tu dan kecam kau melalui video tu. Tu betapa kejam ni diorang shoot.
Nasib baiklah aku tak famous macam Ben lagi.
Kau famous lah. Kau tunggu shoot.
At least tak ada orang nak maki aku. Kau tak payah jadi pengacara lah. Aduh mak. Okay, I want to go deep a little bit pasal Padang Bukit Jalil. Because benda tu macam quite issue jugalah kan. Macam because kat situlah kita pakai untuk training sometimes and then untuk big football punya competition and then big event macam concert daripada international artist semua kita buat kat situ juga. So macam ada conflict of interest sikit dekat
Exactly babe.
So apa komen you a bit on this matter?
Susah sebab kau realistically kau kena faham juga untuk stadium tu terus function dan terus hidup, kau kena ada revenue, betul? So you need to have like, and all these concerts especially like this J Chow's and this A.R. Rahmans and all these concerts yang berlangsung kat situ semua dah plan sebenarnya bertahun-tahun. Diorang semua dah dapat all these invitations to do these concerts like 2 years, 3 years before even. Diorang dah booking.
That's how it is.
Betul, that's how they get availability of all the superstars to come kan. Because in order to do a concert of that magnitude of say 2 hours punya length, macam Datuk Siti ke siapa lah kan, benda tu kena plan. So mungkin like local artists probably less time in between needed lah kan. Tapi macam people like Rahman, J Chow, all that, or if I'm not mistaken like 2 years before, because I'm sure, I mean I work with events before so I know how they operate kan. And then they also need ample time to sell tickets and to market the whole event as a whole. But the sad part is, I rasa in Malaysia when it comes to our sports industry, we are not all together in the sense that Stadium National Bukit Jalil ni under perbadanan. Tapi diorang bukan pakar rumput sebagai contohnya kan. Sebab because now recently we tanam the rumput yang sama macam Stadium Sultan Ibrahim dekat Johor, which is terima kasih kepada Tunku Mahkota Johor lah yang bagi rumput tu kan. Tapi dari segi maintenance dia, kenapa Johor boleh maintain, kita tak boleh maintain kan? Of course, okay, mungkin Johor tak ada konsert macam sekerap Bukit Jalil dan sebagainya, tapi that's why you need the people lah. Because if this can be done overseas, why can't it be done here? Okay, you can argue that overseas maybe cuaca dia tak se-agresif dekat sini, tropical weather dan sebagainya, but actually the sun actually helps with the growth of the rumput and things like that.
Betul.
So I think the argument was with Malaysian football fans was, tiap kali ada game Harimau Melaya, padang tu asyik ada kelopak je yang keluar, yang tercabut dan sebagainya. Dan sepatutnya diberikan tarikh, okay, Ogos dah sepatutnya elok, Disember dah sepatutnya elok. Tak elok-elok. And then you know lah, nama-nama yang terlibat dalam memulihara rumput ni dan padang ni adalah nama-nama yang kita kenal dalam industri kita dulu, satu ketika dahulu, yang mungkin tak ada idea apa itu Zion Zoysia, which is a type of grass kan. Or maybe he learnt it and he crash course on it, but he's not an expert at it, right? These are not the people that you would hire to run a stadium or to... So this is where I feel there's a conflict of interest lah kan. Macam you need the pros to do what they do best. We need to be willing to invest that sort of money in that sense to make sure that these kind of qualities and standards are never compromised. Then kita boleh berada diri sama tinggi, duduk sama rendah dengan Europe for example. Tak lagi jauh lah, Johor for example, kan, sebagai contoh. So kat situ datangnya perbualan tentang politik. Kenapa bila dah dijanjikan sesuatu tak boleh nak deliver dan sebagainya. Sebab bagi aku terlalu ramai orang terlibat yang bukan expert dalam bidang tu sebenarnya. Itu hakikatnya sebenarnya. That's why you will continuously see this happen again and again. It's not just because of the concerts. It's about maintenance. There's a lot of factors yang masuk dalam isu ni kan. So itu honest opinion aku sendiri.
So, apa one solution yang you rasa pada pandang POV you yang boleh kita guna pakai untuk selesaikan problem ni?
The solution, it's simple to say, but it's not maybe simple to do.
It's
lah,
fine,
kan?
just lay it out and someone might hear it and put it on the plan.
The way I look at it is, I think they already know this, but it's whether they want to do it or not, because it's simple. It's like you get the best of the best when it comes to stadium management. That's one. Not the people who are already there by default. Kan? Sebab already there by default are the people who have been part of the problem for the last God knows how many years kan. So that it has to be a revamp. That's one. It's a big thing to do. You're gonna step on people's toes, things like that's gonna happen. There has to be investment into maintenance of the grass itself, of the stadium itself. Not just the grass and whatnot, even the stadium. You see stadiums like Old Trafford pun boleh ada macam waterfall apa semua kan. So
does it cost a lot?
Oh, it costs a lot of money.
I mean, like,
you're talking about millions
so that's where the concert gonna help to generate.
Correct. So that's why even you look at Europe kan, for
Mm.
example, aku bagi contoh Tottenham Hotspur Stadium dekat Europe, dekat London kan. They are such a big football club in the UK. In fact, they are one of the big six. They are labelled as that. But in order to generate revenue, they still need to have Beyonce to come there once a year to perform, contoh kan. So to me, that's not the issue. Kau still boleh maintain padang tu walaupun ada konsert. Cuma timing dia lah, bila game bola tu nak berlangsung dan bila konsert. So you see, these kind of things also, there's the liaising or the logistics that happens in belakang tabir kena lebih teratur lah. So if you ask me, current crop of people not doing the job properly kan. So you need to change lah, but doesn't mean change is better. But the way I look at it is, there has to be something decisive done by someone to get the best of the best who are known for maintaining stadiums, pitches, the type of grass that you need and how long to mature, things like that. If you get these people, you invest that money, then possibly we can see a much better organisation of the stadium and the padang in general lah. But I think it goes across all platforms, even in our football league, benda-benda macam tu kan.
Ya, itu cerita pasal padang je, tak cerita lepas sukan lagi. You cakap tadi you minat bola sepak, and you minat sukan yang bertaraf antarabangsa macam Olimpik kan.
Yep.
And then I rasa ini adalah waktu yang susah juga untuk kita cakap sikit pasal kita punya this coming Olympic lah, Olympic Paris kan, 2024, now June, starts in July, right? So baki tinggal berapa minggu je lah lagi untuk para atlet kita ni. So I see now I mean, I'm a TV host and news reader as well. So I baca like the news pasal sports jugalah.
Faham.
So setiap kali usually kalau ada big sports, mesti kita akan letak target. And then kita letakkan sandal. Oh, kita gelak dulu.
Tak, sebab target emas Olimpik tu masih tak dicapai-capai lagi kan. Walaupun kita hampir banyak kali kan.
That's another thing. And then kita selalu letakkan pingat-pingat emas ke apa-apa jenis pingat pun lah dekat satu atlet sandaran. Satu je dalam sukan yang kita orang kata famous lah kat Malaysia kan. I tak nak sebut sangat sebab
sebab cara kau cakap tu lawak babe. So that's why aku tergelak kan.
This why I put it in my own words lah.
Betul. But it's funny lah. It's genuinely funny the way you say it, but you're being honest about it kan.
Yeah. Because I was macam I cakap tadi, I seorang minat sport juga. So I want to see improvements in sport.
Oh, you minat sports? What sports do you like, Syud? Like what's your go-to?
You mean untuk as a TV host ke atau
like when you have free time, like kalau kau ada time nak main sports, kau main badminton ke apa
badminton, netball, swimming. When I was a kid, masa I dekat high school, I do 100 meter sprint, I do high jump, netball, softball, bola baling,
yang
all sorts of things.
Netball
I tried.
Super League Astro tu you tengok tak? You follow tak?
I tengok clipping lah. I tak tengok full lah. But I minat. Yeah. So bila ada, macam bila ada sukan besar kan, I always pay my attention to it lah, walaupun I tak ada dalam, specifically pakar dalam bidang tu kan. So bila nak cakap pasal Olimpik ni, bila I tengok macam, dia macam tak meletakkan harapan yang terlalu tinggi. Pada I lah, this is what I see, how I see it lah. Because ada orang kata tak nak letak pressure dekat atlet kita kan. Tu satu hal. And then kita pun macam banyak letakkan sandaran pada atlet yang sama setiap tahun untuk sukan yang sama, kategori yang sama.
That's true.
So
you're right. The thing is, apa yang kau cakap semua tu benda betul. Tak salah, sebab the thing is, Olympics is the pinnacle of every sport kan. Macam, you know what they say, like even if you qualify for the Olympics, that is huge already.
Yeah, correct.
So untuk Malaysia nak mensasarkan satu pingat emas, aku rasa fair lah. Sebab especially sukan macam badminton, traditionally we are supposed to be up there kan. Of course, unfortunately, squash was never in the Olympics. We had the undisputed number one player for such a long time, Dato' Nicole David, and we were very unfortunate that it was never introduced in the Olympics. Dengan cerita sekarang nak introduce balik. We were also unlucky with mungkin Dato' Azizul Hasni Awang in certain situations, because Dato' Azizul genuinely is one of those with that sort of mentality, that
to win mentality.
Exactly, right?
I know.
Even when you talk to him, like his vibe compared to any other athlete, beza babe.
Yeah.
Kalau sebab I bertuah pernah duduk dengan dia, interview dan sebagainya, and you boleh rasa vibe dia macam dia punya determination lain babe.
Kan.
It's like you can sense like you know what to expect from different athletes. Like some athletes, they're just enjoying the moment. They have different dreams, they have different hopes. Maybe just making it to the Olympics is all they care about. And then you see people like Pandalela before, and then her form pun macam dip a little bit. Then you see the rising stars yang naik sekarang ni. Lepas tu Jun Hong apa semua pernah dapat silver. But it's hard because like the sports yang kita tera banyaknya subjective sports.
Betul.
So contohnya macam diving kan. Kalau dekat negara lain, there is a tendency to favour the host nation, tu satu benda. And also it's hard to beat the Chinese because the Chinese are the best at it.
So freaking hard.
Especially for badminton.
Yeah, oh my god.
Bila time Olimpik je, Lee Chong Wei yang pernah menang segala-galanya. Entah macam mana, tak tahu mental block tu macam mana. Bukan sebab I don't think it's mental block with Dato' Lee Chong Wei that whole time before he retired kan. Because you would think like someone like him is so determined, he knows what he wants, he would have done it already. But he was so unlucky. I think in 2 or 3 Olympics in a row, we could have easily got the gold medal. I remember he was at match point at one point. I forgot which Olympics was this. Tapi he was so unlucky. So you can't say it's a mental block. I think Malaysia ni kurang bernasib baik lah.
Boleh jadi? Kan?
Boleh kata macam tu. Tapi macam berbalik pada point yang kau cakap, macam kenapa kebergantungan kita kepada sesetengah individu ni kan. Because the way I look at it is to create elite athletes is not hard.
Kekurangan program pembangunan atlet di peringkat-peringkat negeri, daerah. So macam ni kita nak gilak bakat.
It's true. If you ask me, betul juga. Tak sebanyak yang sepatutnya lah. Tapi itu pun kau boleh kata disebabkan perbelanjaan yang semakin berkurangan. Program podium dulu yang dibelanjakan untuk setengah elite sport saja, sekarang ni ada setengah sport yang dah tarik keluar daripada program program tersebut. So of course sekarang ni I'm not sure whether there is or there's not program podium because I haven't done Olympics and all that in a long time because I've been streamlined into football recently kan. Tapi of course we still do follow lah, and being in Astro Arena kan. So you can hear the murmurings lah within the industry kan, macam bila dana ditarik keluar daripada sport diorang, especially like angkat berat, wrestling, benda-benda macam ni kan, sport-sport yang tiba-tiba Mr. Universe daripada Malaysia. Benda yang kau tak jangka kan, tapi benda tu meletakkan Malaysia di peta dunia. It puts us on the map kan. So there's a lot of unhappiness also going on in the industry.
No wonder.
Within the athletes themselves who end up just giving up and don't care anymore. And you can't blame them because they're not really well protected pun. They're not really well taken care of. I would say the non-elite sports lah kan. Lepas tu tiba-tiba bila benda tu jadi taruhan dekat sukan C ke sukan Commonwealth ke, tiba-tiba harapan bebanan tu semua diletakkan pada diorang kan. Which is not fair lah juga. But yeah lah, like going back to Olympics you only have a handful of athletes that has a chance kan. I remember even masa kat Rio memanah that guy Khairul Anwar he made it to like the quarters and all, but even that it's so dependent on angin lah. Kau faham maksud aku? It's like,
and then suddenly all eyes on him kan.
Betul.
All media's on him.
Exactly. And it's not like benda ni, tekanan ni dia rasa hari-hari. Kan kalau kau contoh kau main bola in the bigger stage of the world constantly, lain cerita macam Khairul Anwar ni, apa yang dia rasa dalam Olimpik tu sekali dalam 4 tahun. Kan okay, memanglah dia pergi kejuaraan dunia apa semua, tapi of course the pressure you don't feel as much as an Olympics kan, because of course generally memanah ni fans yang datang hadir tengok pun tak seramai.
The niche lah sukan tu kan.
It's a niche sports lah. So I think it's different kind of pressure that they feel. And but I think like kebanyakannya yang pergi Olimpik ni, tekanan tu sebenarnya tak ada sangat, sebab unless they are the badmintons of the world, the divings of the world, where minimum kau kena pingat gangsa atau pingat perak. Kalau kau tak dapat langsung pingat, itu memang satu kegagalan. Ibarat dia macam tu lah. And especially badminton now lah. Kan?
Badminton, oh my god. I don't want to even start.
I know right?
I don't want to start. Aku pula kena kecam.
Ada je Syuk. Cuma masalahnya yang diketengahkan tu, sebab kau nak layan Olimpik pun kau kena kutip point.
Betul lah.
Kan?
Nak pergi competition tu you need money, you know.
Exactly, babe. It's not as easy as you would think it. I mean, Olympics is the pinnacle lah, like I said. So I wouldn't be so hard on them for what they achieve in the Olympics, but I would, like, you can gauge through the others, like the Commonwealths, the Sukan C kat situ kau dah boleh gauge lah, okay, kat sini lah pelapis kita kena naik. Who's the next Dato' Azizul? You know, you got like, you know, the Fadil Zonis of these worlds and whatnot. Tapi are they at the level of Dato' Azizul Siang? Itu persoalan kita kena tanya kan. So
it's not entirely about mindset lah. To you ada banyak
like Olympic, aku rasa dia bukan mindset semata-mata. Dia it's like X factor, babe. Like macam atlet tu kena, it's like a Dato' Azizul could have done it. He was world champion before kan. So technically he could have won the Olympics kan, because he has won the rainbow punya ni kan, because dia Kirin punya dulu kan. And then like even Dato' Lee Chong Wei, even Lee Zijia was all England champion before kan. So realistically mengatakan on his day, kalau dia main to his levels, easily he can become
petik jari je
kan, Olympic champion ke world champion. So kadang-kadang it's that moment, at that time, is he feeling at his best? You know, banyak factors that will lead to winning a title or winning a gold medal.
But then how would you compare these athletes with the X Factor athlete like Dato' Azizul, Dato' Lee Chong Wei, Dato' Nicole? They're facing the same thing juga, you know, like the pressure, all those things. But how can they excel as compared to other athletes yang ada potential untuk dapat emas tapi flop?
Sebab orang punya drive kita tak tahu kan, shoot kan kadang-kadang. Macam contohnya macam kau umur 21, kau ada bakat segala apa ni untuk jadi the next Dato' Azizul for example kan. Tapi motivasi dia dan drive dia dalam diri dia untuk capai apa yang Dato' Azizul nak capai tu mungkin tak ada.
You can actually see during their play kan. And you as a commentator, you boleh nampak.
Boleh rasa
kan?
And even reaction dia lepas kalah. Kau notice tak? Atlet yang betul-betul nak something, bila dia kalah, okay, ni just aku punya observation jangan kecam
psychologically
lah.
lah.
Orang kata kau baca palatau, kau baca emosi. Itu palatau tu ayat favourite. Fan sport bola apa semua, bola tau, palatau apa semua kan.
Palatau.
Kau jangan buat palatau ben. Macam tu serius babe, selalu kena. So when you see the reaction and emotion of these players bila diorang kalah kan.
Itu tak pay attention sangat.
Aku pay attention.
You commentate kan, of course.
And kau boleh nampak ketara gila yang contoh yang betul-betul nak menang tu dengan yang macam okay aku reda je lah, kita cuba lagi tahun depan. You know that kind of face yang tak apa, aku dah layak ke sini pun dah satu pencapaian. People who are easily contented dengan apa yang dia ada berbanding dengan orang yang betul-betul disappointed. Aku train bagai nak gerak untuk tournament ni tapi aku tersingkir bab ni je. You can sense, you can see. Some of them cry, you know. Some of them when they speak to the media after that, we can sense. Because when you're in this line for so long like us, you dah boleh nampak and you converse with them on a weekly, monthly basis, especially with the reporters that we send overseas kan. So we see it lah. Like for me personally, I've travelled to London before for bola, for Olympics, for Philippines, paling recent for SEA Games 2020, 2019. So you get to see this first hand kan. So macam itulah, tak tahulah nak cakap macam mana. Tapi kau tahu siapa yang betul-betul nak dengan siapa yang betul-betul tak nak. Sebab I don't think there's so much pressure put on these athletes also sampai level macam kau kena deliver. Tak.
Ya, sebab macam contoh you tengok yang I ingat juga, I think Olympic kot yang atlet diving Cina 13 dengan 14 tahun tu. Apa entah nama dia. You see the background story of them achieving the goal masa dia punya first appearance tu because of family background dia. Like how hard she worked kan. So right, does this mean atlet Malaysia kurang
tak
you know
bukan
that drive?
Circumstances lah babe kan. Kalau fikir logik kan, just circumstances in that 13-year-old girl. I know who you're talking about. That she's so kecil kan. Macam
apa nama dia,
lepas tu bila dia dive, dia punya lurus dia cegi. Betul babe, buat sini. Sebiji macam tu.
Macam campak pensel. Macam gila. It's so unbelievable.
Yeah, you're right. And I think that's why I say like, you know, sometimes we talk about drive, we talk about how much you want it. But in this case, it's also circumstances in your life that makes you like, you're only zeroed in on this. There's no social media, there's no nothing. I have no friends, I have no sex. That's the difference between certain Chinese athletes and maybe our athletes. You know, like, I'm not looking down. It doesn't mean you can't have a life if you're an athlete.
Yeah.
It's just that the elite of the elite athletes you see usually, like I give you example, like even Cristiano Ronaldo now, kan, at the age of almost 40 years old, probably he's going to turn 40 soon already. He was speaking about the other day on a podcast about how he still has this drive to wake up every morning to go to the gym, walaupun dia tahu dia malas, walaupun dia mengaku dia malas, sebab he can just goyang kaki, relax, he's done, he's already achieved everything that he's to achieve. Kan, apa lagi kau nak achieve? Tapi kau still nak buktikan something. So these kind of things, I probably can count how many athletes in Malaysia who are like that. Let's be honest lah. Kan, like it's hard to, that's why it's like you said lah, it's circumstances. Bukan nak kata Malaysia athlete tak ada drive, tak ada, sebab diorang pun pergi gym, diorang pun do the hard yards, they also are monitored, diorang punya weight apa semua. Tapi when it comes to crunch time competition kan, how much do they really want it? How far are they willing to go kan? That's the question that they can only answer lah.
Betul. Itu atlet Cina. I rasa kalau bola sepak pun I pernah came across one video pasal Kylian Mbappe, how he started as a footballer. Memang susah juga, lahir daripada keluarga yang susah, you know, tak ada apa, duduk rumah yang memang tak ada apa kan. That's what drives him to become an elite, the
best of the
footballer.
Best lah kan. Exactly.
And I think, I don't know lah, bukan nak cakap kita kena lahirkan atlet daripada yang you know,
tak, tapi kau notice kan, selalunya yang terror is yang macam ni lah. Kan, of course it's ada yang pattern, kan? Ada yang tak semestinya kau daripada keluarga berada ataupun keluarga yang kaya, kau tak boleh nak berjaya kan. Kalau kau ada bakat, kau ada bakat lah.
Betul.
Tapi selalunya yang kau akan nampak yang all like Tiger Woods punya story, kan, macam mana dia dikecam sebab dia masa dia main golf tu is a elite white sport and dia black. You know, those kind of stories yang kau dengar. But these are the best of the best. The best of the best usually ada circumstances dalam hidup dia yang membuatkan dia jadi macam tu kan.
Betul.
So I guess that's just the reality of it lah. To be the, because elite athlete ramai, tapi kau nak cari macam world class athlete tu is a whole different conversation kot.
Betul. I setuju. I agree.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah, because you ada apa ni, dah few years experience ni kan, dan as a sports commentator kan. In your opinion, kenapa Malaysia macam selalu fokus dekat few sports je. Macam okay, sekarang ni kita football, bola sepak, badminton, renang, squash, kirin. Spesifik terus kirin, jangan bukan track berbasikal, kirin terus.
Betul bukan lebuh raya.
Bukan lah. Ni berbasikal kirin. So kenapa kita macam fokus kat ni? I mean few sports saja.
You're talking about Olympic specific ke?
Tak kisahlah.
General lah.
General lah, yalah.
Tak, sebab aku rasa macam it's a lot of money lah. Like for example kan, when belanjawan keluar every year, kita selalu tengok, especially kalau kau kerja dalam sports kan, Kementerian Belia dan Sukan dan sebagainya, kau selalu tengok berapa bajet yang sports dapat. And daripada situ kau dah boleh agak dah siapa akan dapat apa, berapa yang akan diagihkan kepada bola sepak. And benda tu selalunya akan jadi kecaman di kalangan atlet-atlet tau. So contohnya macam bola sepak dapat banyak ni kan, macam diorang selalu tak puas hati. Kenapa? But the reality is it's based on the sport that is supported the most in the country. So contohnya,
tapi kalau tak ada hasil macam mana?
Betul, aku setuju 100% dengan kau. Like, why not we turn our attention elsewhere? Why not we use that money for something yang lebih berbaloi kan? You can see like bola sepak, badminton memang ditekankan habis-habisan lah, tak dinafikan. Tapi sukan lain tak diberikan, like macam netball, we are like one of the best in Asia kot, right? Kan, kalau diikutkan. So why not kita letak penekanan kat situ? But then some will argue and say it's not an Olympic sport kan. So even squash to a certain extent kan, macam it's not an easy sport to play. It's probably one of the hardest sports to play.
Penat gila kot squash.
Penat gila-gila.
Penat nak mampus. Dia memang kecil tapi macam penat.
Sebab kau punya movement dia, kau tak forward lama, kau front back left right kan. So itu yang membuatkan kau punya physical levels have to be really. I mean when I spoke to Datuk Nicole pun, she mentioned about this, even Siva Sanggari apa semua. Tapi I don't know lah. It's a very good question actually, why dia tak agihkan. Secara aku nampak, bila berdasarkan apa yang dibincangkan, selalunya bila kau tengok KBS berbincang dengan MSN dengan ISN dan sebagainya, selalunya diorang kata is because of they want to capai that first goal for Malaysia, which is why they put a lot of money into the elite sports regardless, because they know at the end of the day, when it comes to the Olympic, the expectation of Malaysians is we want to win that first goal. So no matter what, the money will always diagihkan kepada these elite sports that are the closest harapan kita untuk dapatkan pingat emas yang kita nanti-nantikan. Sebab kita tak pernah dalam sejarah kita kan, we want to create history kan. And I think it's that mental block, selagi kita tak dapat the first, we don't get over the line. Perak dah pernah, gangsa dah banyak kali, tapi emas tu kita tak dapat lagi kan. So simple answer is that. And also you have the same people lah, like I said, within these industries who are running the show for the last 8 years, 9 years. You know, kalau tukar pun the same pendekatan, the same sort of portfolio yang masuk ganti. Aku tak nak cakap siapa lah.
Oh my God, I dah cakap siapa.
Tapi kau faham lah kan?
Aku faham.
So bila jadi ni benda macam tu, kau dah boleh agak dah sebenarnya apa yang akan berlaku. And it will constantly be stagnant. We will never grow.
Okay. Now you say because kita tak pernah dapat emas kat Piala. So that's why kita fokus dekat banyak sukan-sukan elit ni untuk kita capai matlamat kita untuk dapatkan gol pertama dalam Olimpik contohnya kan. Tapi kalau you bagi tu tak ada, macam contoh tak ada return, then what's the whole point? The money.
Good point. It's just that I think the way they look at it is, cara diorang pandang lah. Macam kita pandang, kau gagal kan. Cara kita pandang, betul? Tapi the context as to how they gagal tu is I think what ditekankan kat situ. Macam contohnya, Datuk Lee Chong Wei was 1 match point away from winning a goal.
Oh, the headline.
Contoh.
Just to make us feel better.
Kan, betul. I mean like we think, okay, but that's just 1% kan. I get it. I get how we all, general public, when they look at it, it's like, yeah, but it's still just Datuk Lee Chong Wei. What about the rest? You know, but okay, you could say that there's one particular year yang Chan Peng Soon dengan Goh Liu Ying pun masuk final. Our doubles pun
Rio
masuk
kan
final. I think we had 3 chances in the final to win a goal kan.
On
And
the
all
same
3,
Olympic.
All 3 pun kita kalah dalam final in that same Olympics. Yes, I forgot which.
Rio. Olympic Rio.
Was it Rio? Yes, it was Rio. My God, your memory is so much better than mine.
Yang tu je lah aku ingat. Nampak pandai kan?
Yeah, not bad. Right? It was Rio. Yeah, you're right. It was Rio. So, you know, I think based on that alone, because we had so many other prospects yang could do it, could make it. So that's why you see there's a lot of penekanan kepada all these BWF tournaments for badminton. even the GP, the Gold Series yang nampak all these younger athletes diberikan peluang. Even the Thomas Cup recently, which I would like to say we did quite okay lah kan.
Jujur ke tu?
Okay lah. I mean like we're not expected to win pun kan.
Okay.
Kan. So then Lizija punya uprise in form sikit, tapi he's very yo-yo kan. So that's the thing that's hard to predict with him. And then you got like the Emcee Yongs and all these guys who are coming up. So yes, Junhao is another one who you meet them and you talk to them, they're very like macam shy personalities.
Oh ya ke?
Very shy. Like Zijia pula, dia macam maverick cara dia bercakap tu kan. Nampak dia macam confident lah. Tapi dulu dia tak macam tu juga. Tapi I'm sure the keyakinan came from somewhere.
It comes with the muscle, I think.
I guess
masa dia makin besar, dia makin confident.
Kan, nampak macam tu. And dia tinggi, and dia punya, sebab dia tahu on his day he can be anyone. He knows that. Even Victor Axelsen knows that. You know, even Anders Antonsen knows that. You know, for example. So I don't know. I just feel that the way we look at it is totally different than how orang dalam tengok.
Faham?
Cara diorang tengok is, okay, kita ada ni, pelapis ni, orang tak tahu lagi ni, okay, kita betul-betul kena pump duit kat sini. So when you tekankan lebih kepada 2-3 elite sport dekat negara ni, secara tak langsung ni akan jadi mangsa adalah yang lain-lain ni lah. You know?
Satu lagi macam atlet punya lifespan kan. It's very short, you know. Macam okay, you habis junior 18 years old, you akan masuk senior kan. Lepas tu selalunya umur 24, 28 tu dah kira consider as tua lah. You dalam atlet kan. Macam you tengok macam kalau contoh negara lain badminton lah, kalau you tengok Jepun, Thailand, China, dia selalu tukar dia punya pair. Always datang orang baru. But kita orang yang sama juga, kita hantar, kita tukar pair juga, tapi kat situ je lah.
Betul. Dan itu sangat obvious lah, babe.
Obvious gila.
Sebab macam kau balik-balik kalau kau tengok wakil Malaysia yang pergi even Thailand Open lah. Kan, aku tahu maksud kau. Sebab benda yang kau tengok tu sebiji apa yang aku tengok. Asal bila aku tengok budak-budak Thailand ni, siapa dia ni tu?
I know right.
Lepas tu minggu depan kau tengok tournament dekat India pula. Macam weh lain tu. Okay, Kun Lavut Vititsan keluar. Lepas tu tiba-tiba Rachapol apa masuk. Kau faham maksud aku macam? This is what you just said kan. I'm just echoing what you said. It is so true. I think that one is more towards our faith of say BAM ke apa, nak hantar atlet. Sebab kita ada. Kan
takkan tak ada, you know. Like.
It's just that I think maybe they think they're not ready. They think our athletes are not ready. Because it's sometimes it's down to them. Because certain tournaments you need to qualify kan. You need to go through the ropes lah. The you cannot straight away masuk Super Series apa semua kan. You need to go through the GPs and whatnot to qualify. Ada je yang ni. Tapi cuma ada yang masuk keluar BAM, lepas tu ada konflik dan sebagainya. Sebab tahu kan politik kat Malaysia ni dari segi badan, persatuan, benda-benda macam tu. Bukan ni je takraw yang sekarang yang baru ni pun yang gempak gila yang kita menang. Tu pun benda bersejarah, babe. Kan?
Sejarah gila.
Tapi kau tengok kita juara dunia. Apa yang kita dapat? Cuti pun tak dapat, babe. Kan? Kau tahu tak berapa ramai orang minta cuti? Juara dunia. Kau bila kali terakhir kita kalahkan Thailand? That is so big. You know how like we always talk about Thomas Cup 1992 and kita tak pernah ulangi benda tu sejak 1992. Takraw pun sama. Kita berapa lama tak kalahkan Thailand? And kita kalahkan dia orang dalam 2 daripada 3 tau. And even dalam final berpasukan tu kita unlucky, I would say. Because percaturan dari segi regu dan sebagainya kan. So like to me, it should be celebrated more. Money should be put more, because I can tell you now lah, like takraw, because when we did STL kan in Astro, because what Astro is trying to do is now we're trying to create our own IPs. Our own IPs in the sense that we're trying to create our own products. That's why we're doing NSL and about Super League. Sebab benda tu diminati oleh segolongan fans Asia Tenggara. So following tu dah ada. Same goes for takraw. Tiba-tiba itu 433 US picked it up. And they were showing it all over the US, and they're saying that, oh my God, I want to learn how to play this sport. It's so acrobatic, it's so interesting, it's so fast paced, you know. So takraw dah mula dapat tempat overseas tau. There you see like masa the takraw World Cup baru ni, banyak tim yang hantar tim diorang, and they can play. Diorang tak adalah competitive macam Malaysia, Thailand apa semua kan. Tapi you can see the minat has already gone through the world in that sense. So I seriously don't get it, because now the way PSM bawa sekarang ni pun, of course a lot of things can improve. Even like, you know, the struggles that I face as a commentator going there, because I did commentary for that event kan, for the takraw World Cup baru-baru ni. Like it was in Stadium Titi Wangsa, and then of course because stadium tu kecil, atmosphere tu gempak gila, kau rasa dapat feel, kau dapat rasa. Tapi dari segi the logistics that went behind it it's not at the level of how like a badminton happens in Axiata Arena lah, sebagai contoh kan.
Faham.
So itulah tu.
Tapi masa I dapat tahu pun macam dia buat kat Stadium Titi Wangsa.
Betul. Apa yang kau cakap semua ni betul. Aku sebenarnya tak ada jawapan untuk kau. Realitinya, itulah reality dia, Syud. Macam kita boleh sembang, kita boleh cerita, tapi perubahan, pendekatan yang baru tu semua hakikatnya siapa kita.
Ada tak rasa macam aku ambil alih lah tempat ni, aku tukar semua polisi?
Selalu babe, selalu.
Ada?
Kau selalu, you always think that you can do a better job kan. But when you go there, you don't know you have to deal with the politics also.
Yeah.
Sebab aku faham orang yang duduk tempat-tempat ni pun, diorang punya pressure, tekanan.
Tersepit kadang-kadang.
Betul. Sebab diorang dapat arahan daripada ni, daripada tu. Kadang-kadang keputusan diorang bukan 100% keputusan diorang sendiri. Kadang-kadang driven by some other factors. So it's not easy being in that position, and I understand that. But for how long kan? When you look at how it feels like a cycle. Kat Malaysia sports ni rasa macam cycle.
Vicious cycle.
Kan? It's a vicious cycle kan?
Tapi kat luar sama tak?
Maksud kau?
I mean the politics, sports politics dekat negara luar.
Ada, tapi not on this scale lah.
Ya ke?
Sebab macam nak cakap yang
sensitif
ya, tak pasal sensitif.
Okay.
Yang luar negara gimana? Sorry. Kan tak apa kaitan dengan aku. Selamat.
Sampai nanti kita sensor.
Aku kat Malaysia dan I pernah dengar, tak pernah nampak, tapi pernah dengar.
Okay.
Tapi no matter what said and done, there is always a check and balance punya person who makes sure that the standard doesn't drop. Like their levels are always their levels lah, kan? Like with us, it's like you would think after creating a Datuk Azizul or a Datuk Lee Chong Wei, there has to be continuity there. You should have already seen this happening 10 years before.
Betul.
Or 5 years before. Chong Wei was winning all those titles when he was 24, 25 kan. But yet we don't kan. So macam that is where I struggle. Macam other countries, politics macam mana pun, you still see the grassroots work being put in. So bab grassroots kita bukan nak kata tak ada langsung, ada tu ada. Tapi even Astro is making an initiative to Astro Kasih and things like that. We do badminton in Sabah, Sarawak. We find talents apa semua, and some of them actually end up becoming national players apa semua kan. Tapi it's not enough lah. It's not enough because there's not enough investment into it kan. At the grassroots level lah kan. Macam bola sepak, you would say that we're not like you would say we're not going far. So why kan? Tapi at the end of the day, why they still pump a lot of money into it is because at the end of the day, there is the numbers, the following is there, the ROI is there in that sense kan. Because a lot of people still want to consume football content of stuff like that.
Football so macam adalah sukan yang macam paling famous lah, I would say kan.
Yeah, it is.
Famous gila.
Kalau kau tanya sukan nombor 1 kat Malaysia yang diminati ramai, maksud aku sukan nombor 1 dari segi diminati is bola sepak lah. Suka tak suka kan. Walaupun yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I'm saying this
Babe,
macam
kau bayangkan Seri dengan
aku pula kena kecam
Seri dengan Korea 3 sama lagi besar daripada Malaysia menang Piala Dunia takraw tau. Tak logik, betul lah.
I mean the vibe tu kan masa kita seri
Sebab kau imagine Malaysia seri dengan Son Heung-min yang main untuk Tottenham Hotspur punya Korea Selatan 3-all and the game was so dramatic sama kan, and
maksudnya kita boleh lah sebenarnya kan.
Kita boleh sebenarnya if we really want to kan.
So kita simpulkan banyak pihak lah yang perlu mainkan peranan untuk pembangunan sukan kita ni. Kita tak boleh tuding jari kat satu pihak je lah. Macam kita tengok atlet ni tak perform, kita salahkan dia. Tapi behind itu kita kena tahulah story dia kan.
Dia domino effect Habib.
So and then ada macam-macam lagi lah hal politik kan dalam persatuan tu ke ataupun dalam mana-mana komuniti sukan tu. So kita kena tengok banyak aspek lah. Kita tak boleh tuding jari kat satu pihak je. Kita cakap hari ni kita as a POV as audience and then Ben POV as a sports commentator. Ini adalah pandangan kita. You guys ada pandangan korang juga kan. So dah lebih sejam dah ni Ben. Nak wrap up tak?
Ikut kau. Kita ikut feel kau. Aku okay je.
Okay, I think that will be all aku. I rasa dah cukup dah hari ni kita cakap quite deep juga sebenarnya pasal sukan hari ni. And I rasa lain hari ni. First of all, because I pakai baju Spade.
Okay, nice.
Spade is quite a big brand among female. Yeah,
macam ni you rasa macam cotton wool all over.
I told you tadi, I rasa saya terbang di langit ketiga.
So maknanya kalau ikutkan biasa, Syu'd takkan beli Spade lah. Tak malas nak beli lah.
Handbag lah. Benar ada baju lah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you very much Spade New York for sponsoring again our show untuk hari ni. And then I rasa I happy juga sebab ada burn cakap pasal sukan.
Thank you, Syu'd. Yeah.
Something that I'm passionate to as someone who growing up loving sports and very active in sports. So thank you, Ben.
Thank you,
Very
Syu'd.
much for being
finally meet you in person.
Yeah.
Selalu tengok kat TV dia and your
I feel
podcast.
so happy. He has such a bright personality. So korang jangan lagi kecam dia. Kesian Ben.
Sedih doh, aku balik aku nangis, aku cerita kat anak aku tak. Walaupun dia tak faham.
Itu anak pun tak faham. So thank you juga untuk korang yang mendengar You Syu'd Know, sama ada dekat kita punya Spotify, Apple Podcast ataupun kat YouTube channel. Jangan lupa untuk like, subscribe, and then boleh follow dekat kita punya TikTok, Instagram. Kalau korang malas sangat nak follow, boleh pergi ke I punya personal account Syuhaida Arifin untuk dapatkan maklumat terkini pasal You Syu'd Know. And then kita akan post apa-apa snippet yang menarik kat sana lah. So thank you again. Don't forget to check out Spade punya catalog. Kita akan bagi link dekat description box. Handbag series cantik gila. I balik ni nak scroll balik nak tengok, nak finalize aku nak beli handbag.
Lawa.
Especially for spring collection kan. So dia banyak bunga, banyak colour yang terang. So memang cantik, korang kena tengok. Alright, so till our next episode, thank you for listening or watching. Bye.